Another day, another tournament. Welcome back. We are back at the Wynn, like you can see in the back. So I decided yesterday was running so good and I was enjoying the tournament so much, so I came back today. Today is Thursday, so the last day for the 10K guarantee. And then let's see what's going on the weekend. But first, let's try to cash in and try to cash out the maximum. Let's go. On the first break. One interesting hand I would like to go over with. It was in the second blind level for me. I jumped in the second blind level, so this was 200, 300 in the third blind level. And I'm on the button. The TG +1 opens for 1K. The cutoff is a pretty aggressive lady. I'm sitting on the button with 4-5 in peak. I just call. And the big blind calls. So we go with around about 4.4K into the flop. The reason why I called there, because the table is full of recreational players, so it's quite easy to navigate, also post flop. So the way how he played the hands before, the ultimate razor, and how he used the chips and everything. So I knew he has a pretty strong hand, like jacks plus, ace queen suited, offsuit plus kind of stuff. So I have like what I call it a counter hand. So I'm have a lot of equity when the flop is good. So that's why I called it. Maybe you find a point to do re-raise pre-flop, but then I don't want to, because I have a good hand for go multi-way. I don't need to isolate the razor, so I was had a good hand to go to the flop, and the flop was pretty well for me. The flop came 5-4-2 rainbow, so big blind checks. The ultimate razor bet 1.7K, 1700 into the 4.5K pot. Cutoff calls quite fast actually, and then oh, 2 hearts. Sorry for that. It was 5-4-2 with 2 hearts. Cutoff calls pretty quick, and I was thinking a little bit what the cutoff could have. She showed a lot of good hands in her calling range, so I give her definitely a good draw, but and overcuts. So with 4-5, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty well in front. So I wanted to isolate the pre-flop razor because I knew when he has holding like a pocket pair or like ace king hearts, he definitely will go in. So I raised to 5,500. Big blind folds and he snaps all in. So I knew I'm definitely in front right now. Cutoff folds. Sorry. And I make an easy call. Turn 7, river 6, so clean runner for me, and he shows queens. I read him correctly, I played correctly, and that's it. Alright, second break. Looking pretty good. I have now 90K in chips. The registration will be closed now. I think we go to 1K, 1.5K for big blinds, for blinds. So I have like 60 big blinds, so pretty deep. I think it was 30 people left from almost 90 entrants. We have a lot of late registration guys, like jumping in with at 20 big blinds level, and just blasting the chips off. So I'm collecting quite a lot. 2 hands we can go over like really quick and fast. Almost the same situation like the other one before. I'm on the button with ace king suited, and UTG +1 opens. He just gets new on the table with 20 big blinds, and was his second hand he saw. So the second hand he got dealt, and he opens for 2K. And we got No, we were on 400, 800. He opens for 1.6k. The hijack calls, the cutoff calls. So I raise it up to 7,000, 7k. Same situation like before. I know this guy from yesterday. He's quite a good player actually. Also like a regular here, you can see that. So he's always late registration, and then just give it a go, or it worked or it doesn't. So I knew his holdings are like on the better side, like maybe middle little good pocket pair, or like ace 10, king 10 suited and up. So same situation, I want to raise, I want to isolate him, I want him pre-flop all in. The blinds fold, he snaps all in, so the other bows fold, and I call. Even when I against jacks or queens, I'm like still have like almost 50%. It's like a coin flip, so I'm pretty confident. And he turns over king jack in hearts, so run out is completely safe. There was all small board, so I took his chips, and then just like maybe an orbit later or something, I was in a UTG with jacks, and raised it up. Somebody pushed it all in right away. Oh no, I was UTG, I raised it up. Somebody re-raised me on the cutoff. Also new on the table, just like sitting like few hands on the table. I opened for 2k. He's re-raising to 7. He has around about 20-ish something behind. I push it all in. He calls. I have jiggities, like Brett Owen likes to say, and he has pocket tens. Everything holds. Board is running out pretty safe for me, and yeah, took his chips as well. That's how it goes. I'm collecting chips, running for the first place. More entrants today, so more money in the pot. I think the first 8 or 9 got paid this time. Yesterday was 7. So yeah, looking forward to run deep again, playing my best, playing good, have a good read. I have the runner up from yesterday on my table, good guy. We are a little bit in a talk, so it will be a good fight.
One more interesting hand before the last two tables. In the level 1000-2000 with the 2000 ante, I'm under the gun with queens. I open up to 4500, the cutoff and the small blind call. I started the hand with 80,000 in chips, about 40 big blinds, and the flop comes jack 4-3 with 2 spades. The small blind now donk leads with 5,000 into a 17,500 pot. I call because I know I'm way ahead on the flop and I want to keep the cutoff in, but he decides to fold. The turn is a 7 and the small blind now checks over to me, so I know I'm definitely ahead because every set or 6-5-4 straight will definitely barrel the turn. So I give him a jack with maybe another Broadway card and or a flush draw. So I bet 10,000 into the 27,000 pot, which is definitely too less because if he holds a jack he definitely will continue, so I can charge him more, and I don't want to give him a too good price for his flush draw. So a bet between 18 and 22,000 would be way better, but it is what it is, and he calls. And the river is the worst card ever. It's the jack of spades. So front draw flush gets there. Even when he holds jack deuce, he's killing me. And of course he's leading out for 27,000 into the 47,000 pot. So I only have a bluff catcher, or I win when he holds a smaller pocket pair and just use the river card for stealing the pot. And he's a splashy player, what he shows in the hands before. And because the pot odds are that good, so I only have to pay 27,000 to win a pot over 100k, I decide to call, and he shows ace jack. Yeah, this was really unfortunate, but literally in the next hand I'm in the big blind with aces, limp in the middle position, the cutoff raises to 7,000. It's the runner up from the day before. He has about 25,000 left in his stack. So I rip it in, the limper gets out of the way, he calls and he runs with his ace king off into my aces. So I recover almost all the chips I just lost, and 2-3 hands later I take the rest of his chips and send him home. and I'm back on my 40 big blind stack.
Alright, got busted. God damn it, man. Last two tables I got 15s now from 92 players. First 11s get paid, so just before money. But like I said, I'm not playing for min caches or something, I'm playing for wins. Yeah, we got to the new table, 20-ish blinds, I think 22 blinds. The first hand deal got ace queen in hearts. I raised it up, nobody called, I collected the blinds. I was 25 blinds, big blinds then like orbit nothing. Some good big stacks there, also some pretty aggressive players on the table. I could see it right away after one orbit already. So much more aggressive than the table before. I got on a button, I have ace jack off, everybody folds to me. I have at this point 20, 25, 24 big blinds. I min raise of 6k, we are 3k, 6k. So I make min raise of 2 big blinds, and the big blind is the small stack on the table, or one of the small stacks, we have 3 of them. And he jams all in with 18 big blinds, 17 maybe. I call, he shows ace 6 off, ace jack holds. So I collect his chips, then I was on 32 big blinds, felt pretty confident, and like 15th player left. And then some hands nothing, and then I'm in the big blind, 2 limpers, then the button, also one of the small stacks, with 60k roundabout, raises up to 9.5, small blind folds, and I have in the big blind ace queen off. So my goal was to raise it up, either to isolate him when he push all in, I can call him off, or if he folds, I just collect all the dead money in the pot already. So I raised it up to 22,000. The first limper folds, and the second limper, who just showed like 2 hands before, like tried to big bluff another player, but didn't went well. He shoved all in for around about 80k or something, 80-90k. That's what I was thinking. And then the razor folds, and yeah, we are like roughly the same chip amount. And what can I give him? I give him, when he just limps, I give him like a small pocket. He has like round about 25, 26 big blinds, so he likes to collect that money. He was one of the aggressive players, so I thought he is more like making a move, less than like do it for value. So this was my expectation, and like the worst would be ace king. I saw so. Otherwise, I flip it against every smaller pocket pair with 2 overs. Then I call, and he shows pocket aces. Yeah, really good trap. I also announced it to him like that was a really nice trap. I run in, flop comes jack 10, gives me like a little bit hope, but turn and river, 1 out, like small, so that's it. I ended up, I had 93k at this moment, he had 102 or 103, so just a little bit more than me. He busted me. What should I do? But like I said, like I was talking with my best friends about poker, also like the last months, I just, like in this year, at every tournament I lose or I lost against aces. Literally. For me, everything's fine. When I only got busted, when I run against aces, then I will be running so good. I will be making so much money, so I don't care about that. Was well played from him, so yeah, 15th place, close to the money, another good deep run. This tournament, like I said, it's really nice. Check it out if you're in Vegas. Yeah, I think I will get something to eat now, and then I will jump into 1-3 or 2-5 game. Let's see what is running, and then let's see what's going on. All right, thanks guys.
Okay, pocket tens in the big blind, let's go! Cut off, an older lady opens up for $16, that's 5 times the big blind, and it's also her first raise on the table, so a little bit cautious, and everybody forwards around to me, and I call, and we go to the flop. And the flop comes 6-5-3 with 2 clubs and 1 spade. I check it over to her, and she will continue with a bet of $20. For me, not too much to do here than calling. She still can have a bigger pocket than me, so I'm still very cautious, and we're going to the turn. And the turn brings the queen of spade, 2 flush draws now on the board. I check over to her, and after some seconds of thinking, she puts in a bet of $60 into the $73 pot. Right away I got the feeling she's pretty strong. She can do it for protection and slash value with aces, kings, queens, ace king suited like spades or clubs, and ace queen. And I definitely don't see her betting there with any weaker hand for bluff. Everything she showed so far was pretty nitty. So after 1 minute tanking roundabout, I decided to let it go. And she ended up showing the queen, so my read was correct, my fold was good, and on to the next one. And in this next hand, I'm under the gun with king 8 of hearts. I raise it up to $10, it folds around to the blinds, and both of them call, so we go 3-way to the flop. And the flop comes 7-6-4 with 1 heart. It checks all around to me. And even though I have a gutter to the straight, backdoor flush draw and 2 overs, I like to check back here because this flop definitely hits the range of the blinds more than my under the gun position, and I don't want to face this check raise, so we go on to the turn. Which brings a 10 of hearts, a beautiful card, and now the small blind leads out for $20, and since I have about 400 outs and 900% equity, I don't want to lose him now, so my plan is to just call behind on the turn, and then on any good river I can put a big raise on his river bet, because how could I ever not hit the river? Exactly with the black 3 on the river, absolutely brick city, and the small blind leads out for $30. Nothing to do here than to fold. There's no reason to try to raise him out of the hand, since I chose a passive road for this hand. So better save the bullet for the next spot. One more hand we can talk about, which I didn't film. It is against the absolutely worst player on the table. He has absolutely no idea what to do. And I just before this hand I lost a hand 9s versus queens against him on the 8 high board. So it's time for a revenge and to get my chips back. In this hand he's under the gun in limps. I'm under the gun +1 with ace 5 suited. I raise it up to $15. It folds around to the big blind, which decides to call, and now under the gun player decides to limp raise to $40. Absolutely weird play. If we really would trap here with a strong holding, he definitely would like to raise bigger. So I just call in position, and the big blind calls as well. And the flop comes ace 7-5, all diamonds. Both players checks over to me, and since I hit the board pretty well, I bet $55 into the $120 pot. For protection slash value for any diamond draw and or ace hit. Big blind forwards, and like expected the under gun player calls. He only started the hand with about $200, so he has about $100 left on, and when the turn brings the king and he checks over to me, I put him all in because I want all my chips back, and after some seconds of thinking he decides to call. The river is a jack. All safe. I show my ace 5, it is the winning hand, and I got my chips back, and that's it.